My brother just showed me something on the internet, putting butter in your coffee. Interesting. Actually, there's not really much of a taste. But welcome back to Underrated Movies. I'm your guy. I'm your man, Mr. Alton Henry, and today I'm talking to you of another underrated A24 gem. And really, depending on what really goes on with what I'm trying to get done tonight, hopefully I can get done at least by 10. There's a good chance where I'm probably going to be up all night. If that's the case, I'll be posting movies all night. The film I'll be recommending you check out is another A24 film, Mississippi Grind, starring Ben Mendelsohn and Ryan Reynolds. Story about really Ben Mendelsohn's character, which is character's name, Gary, who is pretty much down on his luck, trying to make ends meet and make more money, and he is a gambling addict. Until he meets Ryan Reynolds, who is a expertise when it comes to gambling or winning casinos. You got to be honest, I'm not too familiar with in that field. And the two spark an immediate connection where Ben Mendelsohn's character, Gary, and Ryan Reynolds' Curtis, they create a somewhat of a pact, somewhat of an agreement that they will try to help each other make money, or they'll team up to kind of join in on this road trip to hit casinos and to try to earn big while trying to pay off a few people and a few debts. And really, and this is directed by the filmmakers who made Captain Marvel, another underrated superhero film, even though I think it won $1 billion. I think there's too much hate surrounding that. But this film, if you're looking for a unique, somewhat chill road movie, this is the one for you. And really, what I really liked about this film, that the film has I wouldn't say there's not an even balance. The movie is a comedy drama. There's more drama than it is with comedy. The comedy doesn't necessarily feel forced. The characters feel very real in their situations and what they're trying to do, and I really, really enjoy that aspect of it. Ryan Reynolds gives one of his most underrated performances of all time of his career. And we all know the Deadpool thing, but to see this guy really, I mean, it's tough the way he acts with Deadpool. I mean, it's tough to pull that off. Got to find that right charisma. But here, this is probably one of his more laid back, I wouldn't say subdued, but his more acting acts of his career. And the guy nails it as Curtis, where he's the kind of character that knows a lot about his craft. He knows a lot about, and maybe a little bit cocky. I mean, sometimes his situations get the best of him, but the guy is somewhat of I would say, calculated expert in what he does when it comes to gambling and knowing how to play. The guy likes to play it safe and he knows his part well. Ben Mendelsohn's character, Gary, who's pretty much in a jam with money, who's trying to find whatever he can and really take some chances and some risks to earn money by going to these casinos. So the two help each other out in a way to where one lacks without the other. Both are trying to earn money to appease their better livelihoods. And this is an interesting thing about Ben Mendelsohn's character. His character is so used of losing and not really getting anywhere in his life. He plays a character that is so the definition of, I don't want to say loser, but this guy hasn't really had luck really with his life. So there's a moment in the film where, and he's so used to it, which is actually kind of sad. This character is so used of losing, but still having that hope of wanting to, hopefully that one little opportunity that will get him to get where he wants to improve his life. You see it in his eyes for desperation, but you also see him so used of losing and putting himself in deeper situations where he's borrowing money from everybody. You see his character kind of sink deeper, deeper, deeper into depression, and he feels like he's kind of willing to not care too much about himself, but willing to care enough about the situation he's in and everybody else around him. You kind of feel that lack of self-love he has for himself as a character. Ryan Reynolds is the complete opposite. He kind of knows what he's getting into, and he's the kind of guy that likes to play it safe, likes to kind of live by his own rules. But when he sees how badly that Ben Middleton's character is in, and he's in some deep, deep waters, he does his best to help him out. And this is really like a good friendship kind of movie. And it's a road trip movie, but I think it's one to where you don't normally feel that there's like forced conflict. It feels so natural, and the situations of these characters feel so I would say slowly, not slowly, smoothly playing it out, where it's more about these two having in common goal and trying to ride along with it and hoping something does come out. Ryan Reynolds' character, he kind of just lets it out and let it ride. He's not really looking for anything, but he understands the roles when he likes to play. He doesn't necessarily do it for the money. Ben Mendelsohn, he is desperately trying to make a big break, and you see how much that these guys are polar opposite when it comes to gambling or being at the casino and trying to earn money. And you see how both of their perspectives are trying to, like, I guess, butt heads, but they're not. But again, it's not forced. It's not forced. Of trying to find some sort of solution that these two characters can, I guess, elevate on the same level. And this is actually a cool scene here where towards the end, and I won't explore too much what happens, but there's a moment of success that happens in the film. And you see Ben Mendelsohn's character where he orders a nice food. And Ryan Reynolds is trying to figure out. Um, Ben Mendelsohn has an issue with the food that he ordered, and Ryan Reynolds tries. It's like, this is some pretty good food. What are you talking about? He's like, I think there's something wrong with my steak. It's like, what are you talking about? The steak is good. So he goes to the waitress and asks for a burger, hamburger, very traditional food. And you see that look on his face is like that this guy is not used to having a big moment because he's so used to losing, he doesn't know how to adjust or feel about it. He doesn't know how to, I guess, enjoy the moment. Which is a saying where I think, where sometimes, when you hit some sort of like a big break or some sort of achievable moment, you should take time to really embrace it, because it's a defining moment of that one person's life or your life that you've finally achieved, and you should, really, really embrace it. And Ben Mendelsohn's character didn't know how to embrace that moment because he's so used to being at a low point at a low point of his life. He feels that that it's normal. And then that moment in the film where he orders a burger instead of a steak, he doesn't know what to do. he doesn't know what to do. And I thought that was an interesting scene, and also somewhat of a heartbreaking scene that, when you see somebody, and also you never know what anybody else is going through. When you see something, an act of triumphant, or a act of, or a moment of winning, someone doesn't know how that feels because they're not used to it. And I thought that scene was very I thought that was a beautiful moment in the movie. This movie is really awesome. I thought it was really good. I haven't seen much of this film, their duo. Um, I only seen this, and then I've seen Captain Marvel, which I'm looking forward to trying to check out their other works. But I can really say that if you're looking for a good road movie, or just a good A24 film, or just something different, I highly recommend checking out Mississippi Grind. Mississippi Grind, have you seen it? Comment below, let me know if you have, and let me know what is your favorite underrated film and favorite A24 movie.